Welcome to the Finkel Show. Sit back, relax, be entertained, and maybe even learn something.
Hello. It's 2:53 p.m. I'm live on the 23rd of September. And last couple of days have been kind of interesting on YouTube. This is cute. I'm reading a comment on For Public Safety's most recent live from someone named Flynn TDJ. Kudos to you for being civilized about all of this. If it was me, I'd just beat the brakes off of these clowns. Good luck with that, Flynn. I'd bet everything I own, Chris would manhandle every one of them. What gives you an impression that Chris would manhandle folks or beat the brakes off of them? That's interesting. They just need to move along before they end up like Wrangler. Wrangler committed crimes and he's in jail for it. Oh, I see. I have an audience. It's a little tiny thing. Let me see. We have Ariel. Is this the real Finkel? No, it's the fake Finkel. Melanie Salisbury. Hi, Shadow Finkel. Hello, Melanie. I'm sorry. It's a very tiny screen for me because it's an iPhone. I didn't bring a computer. Actually, I did bring a computer, but I don't know how to work it. Not the other way. Oh, the way, Finkel. Okay, can you see me all right? All right. So forgive me if I don't really look at the screen much and squint my eyes and look at the chat. But I acknowledge Ariel and I acknowledge Melanie. I see there's at least 4 others between the 2 channels. And, well, the day before I drove up here, the day I drove up here, that was yesterday, today, seeing some very interesting things on YouTube. No, that's not work. That's not YouTube. Okay, chat. All right. So people use terms like friend. I would say loosely, colloquially. So I'm curious, how are people defining friends? It's probably best if you comment in the comments after, because let me know before you finish. I can come up. Well, of course you can come up. Ariel, you, Muxter, and Killing Time are welcome to come up anytime, whether it's an open panel or not. But yeah, I'll try to remember. Hey, I'm about to log off. Ariel, did you want to come and say something? Ariel, Killing Time, Just Muxter. They are friendly people. They are colloquial friends. I've never met Killing Time and I've never met Ariel. So how do I measure the term friend with them? I've met Muxter. As someone YouTube would say, we broke bread together. So I can say Muxter is a friend. And I believe Ariel and Killing Time are friends too. They kind of look out for me, and we look out for each other as best we can remotely. We're in completely different areas. I think it's about 4 or 5 hours for me to get to Muxter. I think if I knew Ariel's address, it would probably be 3 or 4 hours. And Killing Time, I'm guessing 5 or 6 hours. Who I've met outside of YouTube, from YouTube, Jess Muxter. I think her name was Mama Bear. Mr. Nice Guy Activism. Who else? Is there anybody else? Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else that I became aware of on YouTube first and later met in person. I've never met Generally Specific. I've never met For Public Safety. Never met Stone Vet, Jeff Appleby, Summer Dick, Hot Mess Summer, Sarah the Raging Tomato, Resla. I've never met these people. My relationship with Mr. Nice Guy Activism. Well, my daughter and son-in-law live up here in upstate New York. The son-in-law's mom and stepfather used to work with Mr. Nice Guy Activism. And through that and YouTube, we became aware of each other. And as such, we connected on one of my trips up here. We did a couple audits together. But I don't really know. In fact, right now, his actual name is eluding me. He was doing something very similar to Jeff Gray with God Bless the Homeless. I don't think Jeff was his name. See, that's one relationship where we are friendly. We have mutual acquaintances. We have similar hobbies. I think he's politically more ideologically right. I'm not sure. I kind of get that vibe, but not hateful right. Or if I'm left of center and he's right of center, it's not on a hateful level. Actually, we've never discussed politics, but I've met him a few times on YouTube, and I've met him in person. Pretty cool guy. I've met Just Muxer, and no, he did not kick me out of his house. He did not ban me or gag me or mute me. And we did break bread together, and the motherfucker did steal my donuts. That's a fact. He stole my donuts. And what are you if not a friend if you can't steal each other's donuts? I mean, that's true friendship right there. There are people who I've donated to. Hot Mess Summer, Hill Pirate Studios, Fine Fix Finish Productions, Stone Wet, General Specific, Resla, and not all of them do I feel the same way about as the others. So people see that me and General Specific are being cordial towards each other. We're both trying to bridge the gap towards the politically and ideologically different views, and we have been in the past very hateful for each other. And now we're doing our best to not be hateful. And because we're not being hateful, we're seeing more in common than we ever imagined we could have. So I'm getting along with him. I'm being friendly with him. He's being friendly with me. In fact, last few times I saw him mention me, he's saying, well, it's kind of hard to get my head through a door because my ego's inflated. Wow, it seems like he's very kind to me. And I think I've been kind to him. And I think that's the key to any human relationship. Be kind to each other. If you're Christian, that's if you're Buddhist, that's if you're Hindu, that's yeah, just the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And through words and memes, GS and I certainly did unto each other in a very negative way. And neither one of us really cared much for the way the other one was doing unto us. It's not do unto others as others do unto me. It's do unto others as I would have them do unto me. And when you're cordial, it usually comes back to you in cordiality. I think, I don't know how to measure it. I think on issues of race, politics, Second Amendment, even religion to a point, I think generally the specific and I disagree on more than we agree on. We are agreeing to be cordial. We are agreeing to hear the other one out, and I'm sure he can clearly see I'm still a bleeding heart liberal, tree hugging, left-hearted libby commie, yeah. And I can see that he's still okay. I used to think he was MAGA. He's not MAGA, but he's right-wing conservative. Has different opinions on race. I don't think I could call him a racist per se, but he's got a different approach to race and gender equality than I do. And as I learn to listen to him, I can understand where he's coming from. Just today, I'm having a discussion with my I'm still having problems talking. I have a speaking dysfunction. I'm having a conversation with my mother's fellow. He's not my stepfather. He's not my father, but my father divorced mom and not too long ago deceased. My stepfather, the man who married my mom when I was still a child and took me under his wing, he passed away years ago too. And now mom's in a long-term live separately relationship. I don't know what you would call him, stepfather, mom's boyfriend. Well, they're both octogenarians, so I don't know if boyfriend and girlfriend really work. Anyway, he's a nice guy. He leans a little bit to the right. Wonderful guy. Is really good to my mom, who leans very to the left. And they get along great. We're having a conversation about her weight. I left the Army at 179 pounds. I fluctuated between 210 and 190, and he's going through similar stuff. When I went to urgent care, I was 240. When I went to the neurologist a couple days later, I was 235. So technically, I say I'm 237.5. I don't know, one or both of the other weight machines is a little bit inaccurate, but my mom's fellow and I are exchanging stories about her weight with specific numbers. And it occurred to me, if the ladies were talking about this, they might say very openly, I'm not happy with the way my scales are reading. I can do better, or I'm not doing, whatever. But they won't give numbers. There's a distinct difference between men and women talking about the weight. I've noticed, at least generally, men are not afraid to say, yeah, I'm 237 and a half pounds, when in my prime I was 179 pounds, and I'm a long ways from my prime. That ship sailed, no longer in my prime. But as unhappy as I am with my weight numbers, and as unhappy as he is with his weight numbers, we actually give the numbers. When you hear ladies talking about it, they don't. So there is ideological differences between men and women. Yes, I know. I'm a heterosexual male. I know there's physical differences too. Um, anyway, relationships. Uh, Nobody's business, but my sweetie and I are we're having a little situation with our relationship, and I'm not even sure how she wants to define it right now, and I can't blame her. If she's done. What does done mean? We lived close by and visited often. We were lovers. Uh, I'm looking at her picture right now. She's a wonderful person. She's the most wonderful person in my life voluntarily I've ever known. I did something wrong. I'm confronted about it. I lied about it. She's mad. Um, Sending mixed signals. She doesn't want certain things that an ex shouldn't have. But on the other hand, she's not talking to me right now. That's fine. I earned that. So how do I define my relationship? When I actually asked her in a text that she ignored, I said, going forward, are we, and I actually listed these, are we lovers? Are we friends with benefits? Are we friends without benefits? Are we friendly acquaintances? Are we people who pass by and are cordial to each other? Or are we totally ignoring each other? Maybe she answered that because she totally did not respond to it. So maybe it's the last. Maybe we're totally ignoring each other. I don't know. Time may or may not tell. So how do I define my relationship with the person I've been calling Holly on YouTube? How do I define that? Right now, I have no idea how to define it. I know how I feel about her. I don't know how she feels about me. But that leads me to a conversation I had yesterday while I'm driving up here. And commentary on that conversation, well, actually, it was posted last night. I watched it earlier this morning. So on YouTube, we have friends, we have friendly acquaintances, we have friendly acquaintances we've never met, yet we've talked so much and communicate so much we consider each other friends. But really, what is the definition of that? If something should happen health-wise to Killing Time or Rich, that's the active, nice guy active, Rich is his name. Let's say something happened to Rich or Ariel or Killing Time or Muxter, or something happened to me. Do we know right off the hand, right away, who to contact? Who can check on Finkel? Who do we know that lives near Killing Time? We haven't heard. Who can actually check on Killing Time? Can we even do a welfare check? Can we call the police and look? Hey, can you go knock on Ariel's door and see if he's okay? I don't know Ariel's address. I don't know Killing Time's address. I don't know Mr. Nice Guy Activism's address. I don't know Hot Mess Summer's address. I don't know for Public Safety's address. I don't know Generally Specific's address. So, however friendly we are, how are we taking care of what we call either friendships or friendly acquaintances? Yeah, if you're watching this and you know me, do you consider me your friend or a friendly acquaintance? Or is this social media friend a little bit different than a real life friend? A couple weeks ago, I had coffee with a fellow named Jose. I told him about Ariel. Jose loved that Ariel from time to time tells us he only has white guys mow his lawn. Jose liked that. He says, I'm going to do that. So Ariel, Jose's copying you. And from here on out, he's only going to have white guys do the lawn maintenance. I'm in the phone book. Yeah, but what's your real name? Well, actually, from your email, I do know it. I don't think of it all. When I think of Ariel, that's what I think of is Ariel. I don't think of the person who's named in his email address. I like Ariel. I consider him a friend, but I don't know what kind of breakfast cereal he eats. I don't know what he thinks about Let's OTVO. Most politicians are just, oh yeah, this fellow named Charlie Kirk recently unalived in a brutal, hateful, horrible way. And nobody thinks he deserves that, but you have people crying crocodile tears as if they were best of friends forever. Mr. Trump doesn't apparently understand the Christian values of Charlie Kirk and his wife because at the same memorial service, in front of 60,000 people or more, the widow is talking about forgiveness as if she was getting her idea from the Gospels of Jesus Christ, what we call the New Testament. Donald Trump didn't even come close to that. He was preaching hate and revenge and what horrible, yeah. Two completely different narratives at the same memorial service from two different people who claim to be each other's friends. I don't know. Can friends have ideological differences? Yes, they can. Let's take Finkel being kind to Generally Specific, who's likewise being kind to Finkel. All right, we have two people who used to be at each other's virtual throats, YouTube slamming each other left and right, just really downright evil, and now they're getting along. Now, when I was this way with Generally Specific, the other fellows on my YouTube streaming team, I think, oh, you're over the top, man. Let it go. Just ignore them. If you don't like them, watch something else. I think they were right because now I'm getting along, and well, I don't know about Ariel and Killing Time, but Muxter is pretty pissed off at GS. I don't think I've ever heard, well, at least since me and Jesse Miller, I don't think I've heard Muxter say a kind word about GS, and that's fine. I can't judge him because that's what I did. That's what I did for a long time. Mom has weird candies. All right. So there's a good example. Muxter We've been friendly on YouTube for quite a while. We've met in person. We've broken bread. I just shipped him off a package this morning. I consider Muckster a friend, and I believe he considers me a friend. And we disagree on generally specific at the time. Does that change our friendship? No. He hates generally specific. I'm kind of generally specific. Completely two different approaches currently towards generally specific, but we agree on so many other things. And we have that bond of friendship. I have never met for public safety. I've been friendly with him ever since I became aware of him through Fraud Wranglers attacking him and J.J. Scarborough attacking him. I'm like, wow, these guys are attacking this guy unfairly, evilly. Evilly. Is that a word? Mux, is he out there? Is that a real word? Evilly? Bigly? They were horrible for public safety. And I reached out to for public safety and his partner, Tiffany, official misconduct. And, well, I donated through Super Chat. I offered them, and they never got back to me. I offered them, at the time he was having a problem with people following him in his car. And he had a real hard time holding his cell phone as he's doing lives from his car. And I'm thinking, what you need is a dash cam. It records forward, it records aft, it records your speed, and it records internally. And maybe you can find a way to make that dash cam published to YouTube so that you can do your live streams and you can show people following you. And if someone pulls you over illegitimately for doing 80 and a 40, you can show that you were doing 40 or whatever. You need yourself a good quality, multi-directional GPS and preferably connectable to the internet dash cam. And they agreed, and they were very grateful that I made this offer. Through other donations and online acquaintances and emails and phone calls, our acquaintance grew friendly, and I agreed with Chris Ryder on every point about Fraud Wrangler. I agreed with Chris Ryder on every point about J.J. Scarborough. I agreed with For Public Safety on most issues up to a certain point about generally specific and certain audience members. So we're agreeing on a lot of things. And I consider him a friendly acquaintance. And apparently he considered, past tense, me as his friend. Chris, how do you measure what you consider a friend? Well, okay. So fast forward to yesterday, after me showing some kindness towards GS and GS showing some kindness towards me, Chris calls me, and I recognized the incoming call. I was in the state of Pennsylvania, and it was about the time or shortly after the video that I had posted while driving probably had loaded. I'm like, I know what this is about. It seems like a call I should record. I don't know the laws in Pennsylvania, so I'm just going to drive and let it drop. And I drove and let it drop. And after I crossed into the New York border, I know the recording laws there. And I let him know, hey, did I miss a call through text? And he called. And first thing he said was something along the lines of, I don't know what state you are, but I'm in a one-party state, but I'm letting you know this call is being recorded. I'm like, oh, cool. Why, yes, it is. And then he went into, in my memory, a yelling and screaming match. And of course, I'm human. You yell and scream at me, there's a good chance I'm going to yell and scream at you. And as we yell and scream at each other, tempers are going to flare. And I think even Tiffany got in on it. And while Tiffany's and I are yelling at each other, you can hear in the background, don't take the bait, don't yell at him. And then he gets back on and he's yelling at me. At least that's the way I remember it. Now, as I think I've explained a few times since my Tubes video on Shadowfinkel, when you're angry, when you're enraged, you don't hear things right. You don't see things right. You don't say things right. And your memory is skewed. So it's quite possible that I got the whole conversation all wrong. And I don't have the means to download it onto a computer and upload it to YouTube so we can all review it. So a friend, an actual friend, a friend who I agree with on some things and disagree with on other things, he's going to have that in the mail either sometime tomorrow or sometime Thursday. And I believe he's going to upload that whole conversation. And Muxter, please don't edit any of the audio on that conversation. Everything that I said in the conversation, everything that Chris said, everything that Tiffany said. Let it all play out, unless, I don't remember anyone doing this, someone put out a phone number, an address for an email. YouTube rules, got to edit that out. So if you do any editing on the audio, just personal identifying information. I don't think there was any emails, phone numbers, addresses. I don't think so. But Muxley, you're a smart fellow. If you come across any of that, yeah, please edit that out. Maybe put a note on whatever you're doing. This was edited out to avoid doxing, whatever. Okay. So near the end of the call, for public safety, weaponized my in-limbo relationship with the woman I've been calling on YouTube, Holly. I recognize that as an attempt to get under my skin. I didn't let it get under my skin because I am at peace with my situation with Holly. I'm not happy about it. I'm saddened at the potential loss. Maybe it is a loss. Maybe I'm still in love with denial loss. Yeah. I breached a verbal agreement we've had the entire time we've been together, and she has every right to terminate or redefine the relationship in any way she wants. I own that. I own full responsibility for that. I'm doing 10 steps on it. I'm doing 4 steps on it. When she's ready, I'm going to do a very guided 9th step on it, if she's ever ready. If I can ever make amends, if I can make her whole without causing her more harm or causing anybody else in our circle any harm. And I right now, I have no idea how that is other than not doing it again. I can't undo what I've done. It's not like if I stole money from her, an amends would be pay her back with interest. An apology's already been given. I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry for the way I handled it. I know better. I fucked up. A sincere apology. But a sincere apology is not the end of an amends. An amends is when you correct the damages that you've done. And at this point, I don't know if those damages can be corrected without the grace of her forgiveness and learning to trust me on that issue. Somebody's in the background because something just changed. I'm not sure what. Okay, back to Chris for public safety. Oh no, that's crossing the line. Oh no, him weaponizing the limbo status of my relationship. That's not. I don't think it's really crossing the line because it's not useful ammunition against me. The useful ammunition against me on that situation is entirely up to me. So that didn't hurt me. I just found it interesting that he would go that way. Okay, all right. I'm reminded not to leave without somebody coming up on stage. So Chris and I had this yelling match. We're both enraged. Tiffany was enraged in my memory. So the whole conversation may not be the way I remember it. It is recorded. But we're all calm. We can all watch it and figure out what did Finkel do wrong? What did for public safety do wrong? What did official misconduct do wrong? Or what did we get right? I don't know. We were all enraged. It was not a pleasant conversation, but the memory card's in the mail. Muxer's going to edit it at his leisure. And nope, that's not okay. And then today I watched a video that For Public Safety did a live stream last night. Looks like he did a couple live streams yesterday. So I want to correct at least my interpretation of what Chris is getting wrong on a couple things. First, unrelated to our relationship with each other, however you want to define it. He accused General Specific of falsely accusing him of getting charges. The way I read into what General Specific said about that, they went to court, the judge dismissed the case for jurisdictional purposes, and I believe also because the judge realized it was bullshit. So Chris and I disagree on that issue. And because I acknowledge I don't know all the answers, my prayer was for God's will. My prayer wasn't for General Specific or for public safety. My prayer was for God's will. And this is what happened. It got dismissed, and something was served for public safety that Todd, in his own words, General Specific in his own words, admitted and explained he didn't stay to see what it was about. So what it was about, he's clearly stating, is a speculation. And if you got it wrong, speculation isn't a lie. It's misinterpreting what it is that he did see on his way out. He did not stay to find out what it was about. He heard or perceived that maybe it was additional charges on for public safety. He didn't lie, he didn't accuse, he just speculated. He pondered that idea, at least in my understanding. So in our yelling and screaming match, I threw that in Chris's face. Yes, I weaponized that he may have gotten more charges. That's okay. He weaponized the whole thing. That's fine. We were angry at each other. All right. Two people who have been friendly on 99% of our exchanges disagreed on one thing. To what I consider to be bullshit attempts to have a protection order against General Specific. I disagree with Chris on that. To the best of my knowledge, that's the only thing Chris and I have disagreed on. One thing. Muxer and I have disagreed on many things. Muxer and I are actually friends. Muxer and I have actually yelled at each other before, calmed down, reloaded, and came back amicably. And some things we resolved, and some things we just agreed to continue to disagree on. That's friendship. That's adult relationships. That's two intelligent, mature people working through it or deciding how important is it. Is it important that he ate more donuts than me? It's not that important. Now, this is the way For Public Safety articulated what I yelled and screamed at him was, I think it was something along the lines of, that was the end of our friendship, or I thought he was my friend. For public safety, if you see this, we disagreed on one thing, your current exchange with General Specific and how you're going about it. Everything else we've ever talked about, we've agreed on. So if you measure our friendly relationship when we've never met, if you measure that as a friendship, I have to ask, add effects using hand gestures, what the fuck is that? No, I'm not going to play with that. Okay. If you consider that a friendship, and you consider we disagree on one thing, the end of a friendship, that, sir, is your fucking problem. You don't honor a friendship, whether you consider it accurate as a friendship or not. Obviously, that's why you keep pissing people off in your orbit. You befriend them, you consider them your friend, and just one thing, you go different ways on, oh, that's the end of it. No more friendship for you. Like the soup Nazi on, what was that, on Friend? No, on Simon Seinfeld, yeah. Chris, that's your problem right there. first, you don't know how to identify the difference between a friendship and a friendly acquaintance. And second, either way, you're ready to burn the bridge over one issue. Okay. And it's a little issue. I'm sorry. You are over dramatizing your victimhood. Yeah, the guy's making fun of you. You know, for about a year, Sarah the Raging Tomato, Resla, Finkel, Hill Pirate Studios, Fine Flicks Finished Productions, you name them, as we became aware of January Specific, our advice to him was, don't let the bastards get you down. You be you, and if these other groups bother you, don't watch them. In fact, I'm pretty sure you said that too. Chris, if January Specific does a mean meme about you and hurts your feelings, don't fucking watch it. If Finkel agrees with January Specific on an issue that you disagree with him on, don't watch Finkel. But if you can consider Finkel your friend and let that one issue end your friendship, well, that's exactly what happened to all your other relationships that are no longer there. Yeah, haha, you got me on the Holly thing. I own that. Can you own your ended relationships? Why, no, you can't. You still insult your own mother, the person who gave you life. So, Chris, fuck off. Okay, I'm done with my little rant. Did Ariel want to come up and yell at me? Bug me about Pat Bay? Where you at, Ariel?
Oh, um, being that we're friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what you just talked about. I'm gonna give you a little grace period since you're on vacation. You know, everyone doesn't know that I'm suing you. I sent you paperwork,
I read those emails
but
and it scared the hell out of me.
yes, I'm gonna give you a little bit of grace. Being we're friends, okay?
I appreciate that.
But you got new paperwork coming.
More?
More's coming. Don't worry about that.
You guys sent me like 4 of them already. There's more coming?
It was only coming from me, but
I thought some of it was coming from Killing Time, too.
listen, he is the mastermind. He is the head of it all.
Uh-huh.
But I got the money for the lawyer, so my lawyer's representing all of us.
Did Chris send you the money?
Chris, no, Chris, I don't deal with Chris.
Okay.
The other thing is, I don't care about GS. No, I don't know him. I never talked to him, and I don't care for.
You still there?
He was gone. Yeah, that was you, man.
Oh, that was me. Oh.
Yeah, you disappeared and then you come back.
Mom's got
yeah, I don't understand your relationship with him, but you do your thing. You know, I always tell you, do Finkel, right? That's what I don't worry about us. You do your thing. I don't. You grown man, you know. The other advice. Let me give you some dating advice. You can talk about it, but like when it comes to your woman, like, I wouldn't send her any messages. When she's ready, she's gonna let you know she wants to talk. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right. I went on about a 72-hour cycle. Hey, can we talk now? Or how you doing? And sometimes she ignores it, and sometimes she yells at me.
Yeah, okay. If you don't, the only thing I want to say is just don't push it. Give her space. Give her time. She'll come around.
Oh yeah. Well, or she won't.
She won't. Yeah, she'll let you know.
Either way, it is what it is.
That's right.
It's a learning experience, whichever way it goes.
All right, I'm gonna pull up a video because I made a song about the video you did on this channel about was it 10 steps? Is that what it's called? The 10-step video?
There's 12 steps in the program I worked. The 10th step was continue to take a personal inventory and promptly admitted it when we were wrong.
Okay, so well, it's titled after that.
Okay.
Let me find it here. Just 1 second.
I'm glad you're doing this because I could never do it on a phone.
Oh no, it's different on a phone. It's not good, man.
Not good, no. Lesson learned. Don't leave the computer at home. Bring the computer with you.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that, but
These kids these days, they can do everything on their phone. They can write resumes on their friggin' phone. I'm eating Mom's 10-year-old candy, I think.
it won't kill you. All right, I'm gonna put this up here.
Okay.
Because as soon as I hit this, it'll start playing.
Oh, they think fickle, fickle, drag to the brink. It doesn't matter what they think. They can laugh, they can point, try to make me sing. It doesn't matter what they say.
Step 8, I wrote the list, the names of the harm. Step 9, I faced the fire, tried to lay down my arms. Step 10, I take inventory, confess when I fall. But I lied, I admit it, I ain't been honest at all. They asked me on that panel, did Holly and I split? I froze, felt the shame, and I covered it with wit. Truth is, she's not speaking, she's rightfully hurt. 2 weeks in the shadows, my chest in the dirt.
Fickle, fickle, drag to the brink. It doesn't matter what they think. They can laugh, they can point, try to make me sing. It doesn't matter what they think.
It wasn't a bottle, no cheating, no sin. But when she asked me straight, I lied to her again. A Wonder Woman cup slammed down like a sign. My mind spun with demons, thought the world was a line. I'm a narcissist with low esteem, that's the truth. Afraid of the whispers, the jokes of the youth. Said no, I was lying just to throw them off the trail. But lies weigh heavy, and the mask grows frail. Now her condo passed, her sister's old key still in my hands when they shouldn't be. I offered to return it, she turned me away. Maybe not over, maybe just gray. They don't see me bleed. I lied in the moment, afraid of the sting, ashamed of the mirror, the truth that it brings. Rigorous honesty, the vow that I speak. But I stumble, I fail, I am fragile, I'm weak. It doesn't matter what they think. To the brink. It doesn't matter what they think. They can laugh, they can point, try to make me sing. It doesn't matter what they think.
I live a program where I attempt rigorous honesty. I am human, I fail. I lied to GS and his audience. I lied to Holly. But I accept it and I try to correct it. One day at a time, one heartbeat at a time. Despite it all, I am doing well. If you know, you know.
No, no.
It doesn't matter what they think.
Bravo, Ariel. Bravo. What is your AI program? That was like so spot on in every little friggin' detail.
What do you mean? What's my I can't give you my secrets on how I make these masterpieces.
You must have taken my own words from AI literature.
They're your words. Those were
They're
your
my
words
word-
on
okay.
that video. And Melanie, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about that very well put together, very detailed. Another
talking
so-called friend.
Melanie here. Another so-called friend. She's talking about me. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, it's a weird. In fact, GS pointed out to me the other day. Ariel Clementine Muxer and I have this weird ability to rib each other and pump each other up at the same time. I don't take it as Ariel was slamming me. He actually,
That's not a slam.
it's not a slam at all. It's a very well put together song, and you're basing on words that I've actually said.
That's right.
I was surprised at some of the details. I'm like, did I say that? I know that's what I'm thinking, so it must be something I said. Like, wow, spot on, Ariel.
It comes from that video from the other day. Now, as far as slamming, only we're allowed to slam you. No one else can slam you, especially the way that we slam you. And listen, we give you hell like no one else. But it's all in good. We're not doing it to put you down. We're not really laughing at you. We're all laughing together. You know, we enjoy it.
Yeah, the detail and the skill level of you and or AI, that was amazing. But that kind of slamming in a friendly, ribbing way, I've seen it in my program. I've seen it in my PTSD group therapy. I've seen it in the Army. Buddies slam each other like that.
Yeah.
One good example is an Army buddy goes to pick up his buddy from jail after getting his DUI, and they have him on the dry tank. Is that what they call it? And when he picks him up, and they're best of buds, the guy says to the guy he just picked up, he says, you know, this is going to make your insurance go up. This is going to make you have to have your wife drive you. Your wife's going to get sick of you. You mind if I have dibs on her when she dumps you?
Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was
Yeah.
You can get away with that if you have a certain level of connection, and I really can't explain it.
And I've told you, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
If I ever do something or say something that offends you, you let me know.
I can't.
That's not why we do it.
All right, we see. I came here thinking I finally a serious, meaningful discussion, and now I'm seeing it turned out to be one big joke. No, everything I said, I meant.
Yeah.
It's not. We can laugh at some of it. We can take a
I'm
laugh
not-
out of it.
Yeah, Melanie, he talks about his life. I tell him not to do that. But that's who he is. He can say whatever he wants.
As you realize, as I asked him about his AI, the words that they used, that's pretty much how I stated it publicly on a video I posted, 3-4
It's
nights
exactly the way you stated it because I copied it. Word for word is what I did.
Oh, okay. Did you go to the transcript and plug it into an AI? And wow.
Yeah.
So he's not bringing anything new out there that haven't already put out there. It's very well.
And I don't care either way what the comments are.
Oh, okay.
Unlike Finkel, I don't care.
Please
Not
don't
that
take
Finkel
a-
really cares, but like I'm actually nice to y'all.
Yeah.
Because if the real evilness came out,
Oh,
no
right.
one would like me.
Yeah, Ariel's nice to everyone. Yeah,
I try to be.
I'm feeling some unusual humidity coming at upstate New York. It's supposed to be cold up there. Well, I want to
It's
thank
too humid over here because we got rain showers coming through.
Yeah, we had some rain. It's still kind of wet out there. Yeah, unusual humidity for 7 degrees, but kind of sweaty and clammy. I'm going to wish everyone a good day because when Mom and her fellow went out, just like I'm in high school over again. She gave me chores, and I'm only about halfway through my chores. So I got to finish my chores before she gets home, or I'm going to be grounded.
All right, well,
I'm 6 years old.
Everybody have a good afternoon, a good evening, good night, good morning, whatever it is.
Cheerio, everyone. Cheerio. And thanks, Lario. That was a good song.
All right, man. I'll see you.
All right, bye.
I don't know what those two putas are talking about. I am the wind beneath Finkel's.
Hold on. It is obviously me. I am the wind.
You guys, this is stupid. I knew him first. Obviously, he is nothing without.
Oh, you knew him first. I am so sick of this. I knew him first bullshit.
Me too.
I don't care what anyone says. I am Finkel's favorite.
If it wasn't
for me, he'd just be one more rambling old man on the internet.
Come on, you guys. Why can't we all just get along? To be honest, I like to think I am the wind beneath my own wings.
Shut up, Finkel.